3, 2, 1.
All right. Hey everyone, I am Mr. Cleveland having less fun than any human being can ever have. It's winter, the middle of winter, and as you saw in my Groundhog Day review, we're going to have 6 to 10 more weeks of it. The only reason why I say 6 to 10 because we have to have an April blizzard.
Signify that your Groundhog Day review was for a different show.
Yes.
That's
it was for Movie Sign, which
airs Tuesdays.
Airs every Tuesday. I don't know what time, but it airs every Tuesday. So today's topic is the 16 reasons why I hate winter. I hate winter. Number 16. It's only fun if you have it's fun when you have a family. Well, since I'm going to have a family life when the Cleveland Baseball Club wins the World Series, which means never, you get to see your family frolic in the snow, ice skate, or even have some hot cocoa, sledding, tobogganing. That was one event. Like I was in the Boy Scouts, and we went to Camp Beaumont. Forget Saturday morning cartoons. Sledding and tobogganing. That was fun. It really was. I know it took us like a couple miles to get to the snow. Get to the area, but I still love to do that kind of stuff. But it's like, but if you do it, if I do it, I go that people will think I'm weird or something. But I'm weird already. So number 15, and you got to make snowmen too. And I'm sorry, Frosty does not exist. It does not get corncob pipe, button nose, and two-eyed man on cold and happy birthday. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Sorry. And unfortunately, I heard somebody got arrested for making a snowman, a literal snowman, but that's another topic altogether.
With the carrot and the coal in a different place, huh?
Yes.
All right. What's 15?
Christmas snow. Most of the time, it usually doesn't snow on Christmas. Well, it did this Christmas, and not a white Christmas. It was a white out Christmas. I don't dream of white out Christmas. I kind of like that 1 to 2 inches of snow. That it has that nice picturesque feel, and you play Bing Crosby songs. I prefer Sinatra because he obviously, even though because Bing Crosby was not a nice parental figure.
Yeah, it wasn't like Sinatra was either, though.
Yeah.
But you just like Sinatra songs better.
Right.
Yeah.
We grew up on Sinatra.
Yeah, I like Dean Martin more, so.
Okay.
All right.
We grew up on Rat Pack.
But a white Christmas then?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
it rarely happens in America. And it only happens like if you're up in Canada or something. And like even back then, like in the Victorian times, it was cooler back then. The planet has a fever. No, the planet is fine. But that'll be another topic. But I will also take Green Christmas. Like that Christmas 2 years ago, when it was a mild 50s and you had the windows open. That was a fun, little bit of fun Christmas. I'll take that too. I like that kind of Green Christmas. But but most of the time you just get it's from that ELP song, but it's just rained on Christmas. They'll teal tears for a virgin birth. Number 14, winter mood swings. You could be happy somewhat around Christmas, but then you get to January and it's like, and same in February, and it's like, but otherwise it gets very moody too. You could have like a January thaw, like throughout the whole month of January, and then you get this winter, and it's like 15 degrees for the high.
And there's snow outside as we're filming this today in early February of 2021 at this current moment.
Well, it's February, so. Number 13, getting sick. You get sick easier. And yeah, this whole damn COVID thing. But and now you got the flu and Lord knows what, and probably you're gonna get some super weird. It's like we're back at the Black Plague era for some weird reason. Except you don't have this. Bring out your dad. Bring out your dad. Bring out your dad. Bring out your dad.
I'm feeling better.
But yeah, so make sure. But to survive any cold, flu, COVID, or weird,
whatever you could have.
Yeah.
So 14 and 13 go a little hand in hand, even too,
Yes.
because between seasonal depression and all sorts of other mood swings, people, because 2020 was so rough with COVID and plenty of other illnesses. People die of pneumonia more often this time of year.
Yeah.
You get the cold and the flu, and you can be incapacitated for days or even weeks at a time, and because of all of those things, you get even more depressed, and you're all sick, and you can't work, and you don't want to work, and all of that. And you don't want to go out socially, and even more so this year. People were putting up their Christmas trees around Halloween. They might still have them up in some people.
It's like that song from Maine. We all need a little Christmas.
We now celebrate Christmas in July, even. Well, the people have been doing that for a couple decades.
But this is all you really need for those remedies. Lots of soup and orange juice and vodka.
So screwdrivers and soup.
Yep.
All right. That's your remedy to holiday blues.
All
right.
Number 12. It gets dark at around 5. It's like the sun comes up at 7ish. Sun goes down at 5ish. It's like,
and the sunrise is early, is later, and sunsets even earlier on some of the shortest days of the year. You only get about 8 hours of sunlight on some days.
Yeah, and
maybe 9.
And from what I heard, like January 24th or something, or when Oral Roberts was born, because he was born in January. That's the most depressing date of the year. Thank you, Reverend Roberts. I hope you're in purgatory right now.
Maybe it wasn't necessarily just because he was born. I mean, the reason is because it's the shortest day of the year.
No, they said it was the most depressing part.
Oh, okay.
The shortest was winter solstice.
Is it like December 21st or whatever?
Yeah, but if you're in Australia or Argentina, it's summertime. But yeah, and it leads up to number 11. Number 12, it gets darker a little bit. Number 11 is
number 11 reason why winter sucks.
It's hard to get out of bed. It really is. Sun comes up at 7. It's like the weather's cold. It's like you just want cozied in your warm blankets, all your 5, 6, 7 blankets, and your long pajamas.
You're making it sexual.
Well, there's a commercial. It's like, wear some pajamas, or it makes you feel like you're wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, but if you're wearing that, it's even more pain, especially if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. But number 10, Wintertime Blues. Yeah, you know there's a song, There Ain't No Cure for the Summertime Blues. Winter is worse because all the things I mentioned earlier, it actually does pile up. And it's like, you don't want to do anything. And most of the time, it's like, you feel blah.
So right. So if you're not one of the people who's number 12, where it's a whole roller coaster of emotions with severe highs around Christmas time and then lows around February because you don't have a girlfriend or a significant other, then this is just flat out just the negatives. Yes. Where it's just all the depressing stuff and it's awful outside and you have nobody. And okay, all right. So there's a difference between 12 and 9. All right.
But no, actually, we are going to number 9. Groundhog Day. Yeah, and like I mentioned before, I'll mention it again. We all think that the groundhog can predict winter. It's like we're already going to get 6 to 10 weeks, basically. And here's You're talking to the wrong Phil. It's going to be dark. It's going to be cold. And it's going to last you for the rest of your life. Trust me on this one. So, yeah.
So the holiday of Groundhog's Day and the groundhog itself and all the emotions that people put into that is a reason why it's one of the worst things about winter.
Yes, because,
even though it's also your favorite movie.
Yeah, my favorite Bill Murray movie.
Okay.
But my least favorite holiday is Halloween. That would suck if I had to relive Halloween over and over and over again. But that'll be a topic around October. But we get to the intermission, and this is part of the WBBN, which is the Warren Brothers Broadcasting Network.
Hey, you got it right.
And this weekend we have something planned for the Super Bowl, the Pop Bowl, or if you're on the East, or if you're in the East Coast of California.
No, you legally can't call it that.
But
you have to call it the big game.
Oh, the big game.
Right. That's just a thing.
Damn.
That's all right.
But so for the big game, which is something, and it's not even much of a big game in my opinion. I'm going to watch it. No game.
Yeah, Tom Brady's in the Super Bowl again. Huzzah!
Oh. So we have the Pop Bowl, which is going to come this weekend. Blue Pop versus Red Pop.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully film that Saturday.
Yes, hoping to film it Saturday. So subscribe. So click on that link, subscribe, and
the like button.
Hit the like button and ring that
bell. My, that's loud.
Maybe we'll have less cowbell.
Next time, don't put it this close to the microphone.
Okay, number 8, the death rate. So I know we lost Screech. I know we lost Phyllis. And we also lost some guy who played Mark Twain.
Yeah, I forget his name.
But
he was a really good actor.
Yeah.
Sadly, we know Dustin Diamond played Screech. That guy died.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Screech! And then even a local celebrity, Les Levine, passed away just recently as well.
Yeah.
And the death rate does grow higher.
Yeah, it does. It's higher during the wintertime, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And because, like I mentioned all that other stuff. It's like there's not much hopeness in there. And
in the cold weathers, diseases grow, and the elderly are more susceptible to pneumonia, which is a high risk killer, and even the COVID-19 and the flu.
And number 7, it's gray. It's always cloudy, and the worst moment in winter, in my opinion, not just this moment, like when it's the like before it becomes spring. It's like all rainy and gray and whatnot. It looks like a horror film. So if I ever did filming of a horror film, or mostly horror comedy, because everything is basically, I would film during February and March because it has that creepiness and
especially here in Cleveland, Ohio. It's even when it's not dark, it's not light. Yeah. I mean, you might have some light snow for a day or two, but then it becomes gray from the exhaust.
Yes.
And then when it's rainy and gloomy on those days, and cloudy, constant gray clouds.
So if I wanted to make a movie called Vegetarian Dracula, that the only thing he likes is Bloody Marys, I'd film it around February and March. Like, no, don't give me that. Help me.
If you couldn't use human blood or animal blood, you'd have to be a vegetarian.
Eat beets. Beets.
The blood of a beet.
The blood of a beet.
That somehow keeps him alive.
Mm-hmm.
He'd be the worst vampire ever.
And he'd be the one who eats garlic. Yeah, there's no vampires in Italy, I don't think.
He couldn't eat garlic, though, because that goes against... I mean, now you're going too far.
Or like East Asia, because East Asia does a lot of garlic cooking, too.
Fair enough.
But number 6, traveling. Whether you're driving a car or walking or riding mass transit, it is a PITA to get anywhere in the winter.
PITA, PITA? Pain in the okay.
Yes, that's the initials.
I get it now. Yes.
So it takes me a long time to get me from A to B. B when I'm walking, or even if I did have a vehicle, I'd have to get myself some sand. So for traction.
Right, yeah, you'd have to put out rock salts, that kind of thing.
Rock
have
salt.
good winter tires.
Yeah, or sometimes chains.
And so we live here in Northeast Ohio. We're in Cleveland.
Mhm.
The majority of people around here, decent drivers.
Yeah.
However, all it takes is just those handful of bad drivers still
Right.
drive in the wintertime like they think it's summer.
And especially the first time it snows, like in November, it's like, oh, I don't know how to drive. What's happening? What's this white stuff? It's like a snow. Was this called snow, or is it something else? Or
Number 5 reason why you hate winter, or why winter sucks.
Yeah.
That's why winter sucks.
The overdressing in clothing. Like, no matter how much you dress, there's one way you're going to be cold, no matter what. Like, you could be dressed like Randy from the Christmas Story. If it was made like later, it's like,
Right.
what's happening? It's like, I know he didn't say that, but when I did that,
if you're 37 and still dressing like the child from A Christmas Story, that's something weird and dumb.
yeah.
However, right, yes. So you have to be much more layered and bundled up, and you still feel cold sometimes.
Right. And
2 pairs of pants.
And then I'm looking at that Kenny doll
Now we got
right
Kenny
behind
doll
him.
up here.
Yeah, it's like he's bundled. Like, the only thing you see is his eyes. So it's like his eyes get cold.
And as men, we're degenerates. We like seeing the ladies in the summertime in their tank tops and their shorts.
And that,
you don't see that in the wintertime.
and that's I think that's why many of us go fly south during winter. I think Charles Darwin was inaccurate from the whole theory of evolution. I think we came from if I was like,
we're more like birds instead of monkeys. Okay.
Because what birds walk on 2 legs.
Here, you're getting into a different tangent. We'll discuss that in another list or something. That sounds like its own thing altogether.
Okay, number 4, February. That's why I had this list right now, February, because the shortest yet the longest month of the year. And here's another thing I want to make as another tangent later on. Black History Month is this month. Why did they make it this month? Why can't they make it June? Like, Juneteenth?
Right, and on top of it is well, hey, we're terribly sorry of all those centuries of oppression to your entire race of people. We're going to celebrate your history, your entire unique history, but we're going to cram it all into a month. We're not going to do the several months of it. We're not going to add it to curriculums, maybe footnotes, what have you, the occasional George Washington Carver reference, or now Barack Obama or Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X. They don't even talk about Malcolm X in schools until you get to college. And we're going to really just evaluate, elevate you to almost equality in the shortest month of the year. We'll give you February, just the shortest month, not even a regular length of time.
Hey, just get the European Americans February.
Right, just make it fair. Like, just cut it all down.
Yeah,
everyone gets their own month.
Yeah.
Is it Asians or something? They don't even get an actual real
May.
month. What is that?
The Asian Americans get May.
Okay, Asian Americans are
the Latinos don't. They usually get it from mid-September to early October.
That's the one I'm talking about. Is where it's not even a full month. It's not an actual month either. It's just sometime between the middle of September
there is an accuracy because of this, because most of those Latin American countries were claimed independence from Spain in around September.
Oh, well, then just start at the beginning of September.
Right.
Celebrate it during it, not like the day of the independence. We've gone off on another tangent.
Okay, no, that's another topic altogether. Number 3.
Number 3 reason why winter sucks.
Below normal temperatures, not just the usual, it's going to be frozen, but I mean the abnormal single digits and negatives. It's like you can't even get your place warm. It's like, why? Why do we have to? And this is, thank God we don't live in the Great Plains, because it's even worse.
Yeah, or I mean, just think, we had relatives, people who have lived decades before us, and centuries before us, and they lived through bad winters and things. Not all of them. Again, this goes back to sickness being prevalent in the colder times. You had to find ways to burn wood, or your loved ones after they died.
You burn your loved
I don't
ones?
know. It's rigor mortis sets in. They're nice and hard. You just throw them on the fire, and yeah, the smell might not be all that great, but you stay warm.
Number two, the second reason why winter eats, cabin fever. I kind of want to make a parody of that song Boogie Fever, with all those guys with all the afros, the dancing Boogie Fever. But
Cabin fever, but it's just one person by themselves and they're crazy.
yeah, it's like I want to go to the pizza parlor, or I get tired of the. Well, we might, but yeah. You just are in your house all the time.
Fair enough.
But then again, last year you were in your house all the time.
Anyway, every single month.
So basically, last year was a giant year of winter.
Yeah, 2020 was the
2020
winter of life. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the winter of my discontent.
Right. And then before I get to number one, I have some dishonorable mentions, such as like working in the winter time, like shoveling snow, have to go to work as well.
Any of our friends in the trades who might be watching this, and if you work outdoors, God bless you, especially out on the roads this time of year.
Yep. There's bills are high, like you get double digits or maybe triple, and you're like, what the?
Yeah, how did I accrue $500 on the heating bill? I barely had the heat on, right?
Yeah, like
it's
like it's like that song, but the parody of 12 Days of Christmas, like 5 months of bills.
Yeah, because then you're paying exorbitant Christmas bills because you wanted to buy some nice gifts. You're still paying that off. January, February, people are broke. Especially as another Northeast Ohio thing. I'm sure a lot of you all over the United States deal with it too. When you're in a colder climate, if you're a seasonal worker, you make all your money in the summertime. Our father was like that. He put down asphalt for a living. You're not paving very much here in January and February.
And like for us, like if we had that kind of job, we'd be having. Well, I know we had spaghetti, but I'd be saying, "Oh, we'll change it to ramen noodles." That's like the cheapest thing ever, ramen noodles.
Usually.
But the other thing is frozen pipes, as well as injuries like you get black ice, because sometimes that stuff can injure or even kill you.
Yeah, you have to be very careful when you're walking, and
Right.
Then you have to do improvements to your home once spring and summertime come again, because your pipes can freeze, the damage to your roof or even the exterior of the house and other places. Right. Ruin the paints, all of that stuff. So, all right, those are good dishonorable mentions.
And
so,
here is the biggest reason.
For what? This is your number one reason why winter sucks,
yes.
right? Okay.
Endless winter. It seems like it doesn't want to end. It's like we always have to have that April blizzard for some weird reason. And it's like what Charlie Brown said once. Summers always fly, winters always walk.
All right, that's a pretty good point.
And it's like that's why there is no album called Endless Winter.
Yeah, there's an endless summer, right?
Yeah, by the Beach Boys when.
Oh, it would be the Beach Boys.
Yeah, when Mike Hole took over the band, basically.
Right.
And here is our teaser for our next, and that is our top 16 reasons why winter eats. And
it sucks, though. You changed it to eats.
It sucks, eats, bites.
Blows.
Yeah.
Well, the wind blows.
Well, yeah. So, But now here's the teaser for our next episode of Top 16, which is called the 16 Worst TV Shows Ever. We have Purple Dinosaurs, the dysfunctional families fighting on TV, the people shouting or fire to each other. There's one has a new guy in it. There's also a yellow family with a yellow sponge and a dog that rhymes with doo-doo. So, and also there's also an unfunny comedian who replaced a funny comedian. That is all on next week's episode of Top 16.
So next week will be Top 16 Worst TV Shows of all time.
In my opinion.
All right.
I'm called Mr. Clem Warren. Having fun than any human being can.
You're having fun? What are you
less
doing?
fun than any human being can ever have.
All right. 3. Wait, whoops. No, I got to hit the button. There it is. All right.